Welcome to the Daily Fantasy 5 for this Wednesday, May 29th. We are bringing you the 5 things you need to know every day in the world of fantasy sports. This is episode 99, and as always, we are brought to you by mathradio.com, where you can pick up an online math course for as little as $9.99 to help your kids ages 7 through 17 get better grades in school, score higher on exams, and even get into college. Once again, go to www.mathradio.com to pick up an online math course for as little as $9.99. www.mathradio.com. All right, everybody. Today we are covering a bunch of baseball stories. We have the Reds' Derek Dietrich, who is on fire. The Pirates losing another starter. The Twins having a rookie come forward and be awesome, and some Astros injuries. And then we'll talk about the guard matchups in the NBA Finals. So let's start in Cincinnati with Derek Dietrich. So this is an unbelievable story. He is a 29-year-old left fielder who has just been on an absolute tear this year. He hit another 3 home runs last night, bringing his total up to 17. On the year, he's hitting .254 with 17 home runs and only 118 at-bats. Now, it doesn't seem that, amazing or unbelievable, yet look at his numbers. His best year was last year, where he hit 16 home runs in 499 at-bats. He's hit more than that in 118. All right, get out of here. Sell high on this guy. All right, take his numbers, shop him around, get what you can for him, because this, I can't believe it'll last. I mean, he's got to come back. It's been, 6-7 years in the majors. He's never done anything like this, so don't expect it to continue. Be thankful for what you got, and then move on. Speaking of moving on, another Pirates starting pitcher has gone down with an injury. This time, Jordan Lyles, who had been pitching great for Pittsburgh. He has a 3.09 ERA and a 1.10 whip with 56 strikeouts in 55 innings, and 5-2 on the year, has gone down as well. They are unclear how much, if any time, he will need to miss after being pulled in, I believe, the 4th inning last night. So we will keep our eyes on this story and see if Jordan Lyles will be able to make his next start, or if he might be moved to the injured list, along with all their other starting pitchers. In Minnesota, last night, another heartwarming story. Rookie Devin Smetlzer, he pitched 6 shutout innings in his major league debut last night. This is the guy who overcame cancer at the age of 9. He has risen his way up through the minors and started, like I said, his first game for the Twins last night. In the 6 shutout innings, he gave up only 3 hits and had 7 strikeouts. He has a very wacky delivery. He pitches left-handed, and he's got kind of like a 3. It's not a sidearm, but it's like 3/4. So I would assume he's going to be good to go for now. But once major league teams really start to develop a book on this guy, I'm assuming he's going to get waxed. So go ahead and put him in your lineups, daily fantasy lineups now. Get him on your team, pick him up. But as soon as things start to go bad, I think the floor is just going to drop out on this guy. So again, his name is Devin Smetlzer. Start him now while you can, and then at the first sign of trouble, go ahead and bail. Moving on, the Astros, their double play combination of Jose Altuve and Carlos Carrera both saw the doctor yesterday. It seems like the prognoses are good. They shouldn't be missing a whole lot more time. Just keep your eye out and make sure you follow their injuries and make sure they are playing in the games, especially if you're playing daily fantasy. All right, let's move our focus to basketball. We're going to add in a 6th little point here. Kevin Durant is traveling to Toronto, so he could be eligible for Game 2. He was ruled out for Game 1. I was hearing rumors yesterday that he's not going to play at all in this series. If that's the case, you got to love Steph Curry in this series, and we're going to talk about that right now because the guard matchup heavily favors Golden State in this one. So Golden State has obviously Stephen Curry and Klay Thompson going against Kyle Lowry and Danny Green. None of these matchups look good for Toronto. I guess Danny Green might be able to hang with Klay. I don't know. I mean, just the both of them running around screens. He did all right against JJ. It's kind of the same role. They also have Van Vliet and Powell coming off the bench. Maybe Van Vliet can stay with Steph. He might have the lateral quickness, but the other guys just simply don't. I think the only chance to slow down Steph is if they go ahead and move Kawhi Leonard down to guard him. And then, let's see, where would that leave? Let's say Danny Green guards Klay, and then Kyle could guard Iguodala. I guess that makes sense. That's probably the matchup that makes the most sense to me. I'm not sure they want Kawhi Leonard guarding Steph right away. They didn't put Kawhi onto Giannis until, Game 3? Maybe Game 4? So I imagine they don't want Kawhi guarding Steph for 40 minutes tonight. But we'll see. They might want to jump out and win that Game 1. So it is entirely possible. If I was playing daily fantasy on Thursday, I would definitely be starting Steph. He would be my number one player by far. I think you just got to figure out a lineup that features Steph and that features Kawhi. And then after that, just go scrubs because you need those guys. I would be starting Steph as my number one for sure. So I think the guard matchup heavily favors Golden State. We'll talk about our predictions tomorrow as the series will finally kick off tomorrow. We'll talk about series odds from a gambling perspective, fantasy perspective, all that fun stuff. And as you know, we are even right now for the playoffs. I don't like it. I want to be up again. We were up 10 units and we gave them all away. Oh, it was tragic. But we'll try to come back in this series. That's it for today, the Daily Fantasy 5. As always, we are brought to you by www.mathradio.com. Go there to pick up an online math course for as little as $9.99. If you are watching on YouTube, I appreciate it. Please pound that subscribe button and tell a friend. If you're listening on a podcast, we would love it if you gave us a 5-star rating and a wonderful review. Okay, that's it for today. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye.